I used to be a cishet white man, and now I look like this. So when I tell you that I know what is said behind closed doors, I mean it. I know what men say when they think women aren't around. I know what white people say when people of color aren't around. I know what straight people say when they think gay people aren't around. And I know what cis people say when they think trans people aren't around. And then I share that with the world. What I've heard behind closed doors, people go, "You're just being a pick-me. You showed your whole ass because you thought I was a safe person to show it to, and you were wrong. That's not my fault."
Okay, but this energy, I love this energy of, it is not my responsibility to let you know how accepting I am of other people or what kind of person I am. If you feel free to share your ignorant, hateful shit with someone, and then they share it to other people, what kind of shit you say, or someone of your demographic might potentially say, then that's really not a us problem, that's kind of you problem, because you felt like you needed to say it in the first place, right? So that's on you. Hello BabyQueers, and welcome back to my channel. It is the second video of the year, so naturally we need to make it very gay. So that's what I'm here for, really. But you know the deal, before we continue, y'all gotta get hydrated. So grab some water, or some tea, or whatever else you like to drink, and then we'll continue. Are you hydrated? Good. Let's go. I think maybe you just need to do it consistently enough, right? Like if you drink a lot of coffee every day, or energy drinks or anything like that, then maybe it'll work. But to be fair, this study sounds like absolute nonsense. But is that why so many trans dudes drink energy, or most specifically Monster, like it's water? Is that why? And does it actually work? Because the thing is, taking testosterone works because it just makes breast tissue softer, and it kind of works because it at least makes binding easier. But does this actually work? Please be safe. Don't drink like 5 liters of coffee a day. You're gonna have a heart attack, in which case your boobs are definitely gonna shrink. But you won't care anymore. So maybe don't do that, you know? But if you drink 3 or 4 cups every day for a while, it might work. I don't think it does though, because I always drank a lot of coffee and I don't think that's what drank them, really.
I always thought Merida likes boys. Did we watch the same movie? You thought Merida for Brave that didn't want a fucking boy fighting for her horn, so she decided to do it herself. Honestly, you guys crack me up. You're such a wee jokester.
Seriously, did we watch the same movie? Because apart from the very obvious pun of her being Arrow Ace, even if you don't want to go for that obvious pun, she very clearly was not interested in dating. Of, like, having some man fight for her hand. I mean, to be fair, the choice of man that she was presented with, also kind of mid, right? But still, she was already against the idea before we even, like, laid eyes on any of these dudes. So, I don't think we watched the same movie if you really think, oh, she's straight. Of course she is.
Hey, I'm trans. A couple weeks ago, a friend asked me if I stopped crying on tea, to which I promptly laughed in her face. No disrespect. And then I told my girlfriend about the interaction, and she laughed in my face. Disrespect. The thing is, I cry more than anyone I have ever met, and that has always been true. Probably will always be true. I don't know. But what has changed over the last 4 years that I've been on a low dose of tea is that I used to cry over things like, I don't know, having boobies, or like asking questions about, will I still be loved if I come out as trans? You know, the basics. Now, if I haven't cried in like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, I'll just be like, I think it's time for a quiet time, and find some deep-rooted insecurity or existential crisis to ponder over and consequently cry over. Therapeutic. Healthy. The girl who asked me, though, is a trans girl on E, and I fully believe that if I had more estrogen in my body, I would cry a lot more. But that's probably just something I gotta break down in my own time. I don't know. The point is, I have now been pondering this for weeks. Please weigh in. If you're a trans guy, if you're a person on T, if you're a person on E, share with the class. Have you experienced a difference in the way that you process emotions? Have you experienced a difference in the way that you show emotions with HRT? This is so fascinating. Hormones are so weird. Yeah, please, I guess that's it.
Okay, I've been on testosterone for 5 or 6 years. It's been 6 years. Oh my god. Anyways, I was never much of a crier. Like, even as a child, I never really cried. So that when once a year, when I did cry, my mom knew something was like seriously wrong. Like, I really like hurt myself, like physically. You know, so I don't know if I cry less. I actually think I maybe cry more now, but that's not because of testosterone. That's more because I have a hard time telling my emotions, because I may or may not be very autistic, and I've always had a hard time like telling my emotions apart, telling when I'm even emotional. So I might not be the right person to answer this question really, but you know, I've actually kind of begun being able to understand my emotions more and crying more. Because as a teenager, even if I felt like I might want to cry, I never did, because I was smart as a teenager, apparently. You know, but anyways, not the right person to answer this question, but I feel like for a lot of people it might change.
Every argument I've ever heard against trans people has always come from a place of dishonesty. I've never heard the honest one, and there is an honest one. If someone were to say, hey, I don't relate to it, I don't understand it, and therefore, I don't like it. I don't agree with that, but at least it's honest, and you can have a conversation with honest. But instead, they'll say things like, well, I can't keep up with all the pronouns. Oh, well, thanks for letting us know that you're slow. Because all the pronouns? We're talking about 9 pronouns. That's at the root of this, 9. He, him, his, she, her, hers, they, them, theirs. If you get lost on 9 pronouns, you're gonna get so fucked up by names. Because we got a lot of those and they're changing all the time. We call people what they want to be called. I met a young woman named Penelope, and she introduced herself to me. She said, hi, my name is Penelope. And I wasn't like, nah, man, that's Penelope.
Yeah, really. These people are never honest. They're always projecting onto trans people. Like, it's not that you're actually that worried about women's safety, and that's why you want to keep trans people out of the wrong bathroom in your eyes. Because if you actually cared about women, your politics would look a lot different. So you're always just kind of putting up an excuse here and there, and just using trans people as a scapegoat for anything. You're not just honest and be like, listen, I really don't understand people. But the thing is, even then, it'd be like, well, you don't actually need to understand someone, or need to understand what it's like to be trans, or why people are trans. You just kind of need to be chill and accept that it's just a thing some people are. And that's that, and that they just want to live their life authentically, just like you want to live your life authentically. It's really not that hard to understand, but no, then you wouldn't have a scapegoat anymore, so you can't do that, can you?
You better than this! Those shoes do not match that skirt!
My mom first walked in on me pre-transition wearing a skirt and a crop top. She looked at me and she goes, "Oh, honey, those colors don't match, baby."
This is like the only acceptable reaction, really. If you think it looks a bit off, right? It can either be like this, or if they look just good, if they have like good taste just because they do, you can obviously compliment them. But if you think it looks kind of weird, just be like, listen, I think those shoes would match better, or can you try a different color because this does not match your skin tone, or these two colors don't match each other. I am okay if you come for them kind of gently like this. Really, just be like, listen, I appreciate what you're trying to do here, but I think it would look a lot better if you changed this thing. You know, that's acceptable. You know, offering them some of your clothes if you have clothes that would fit them. You know, giving them tips, offering to go shopping with them, offering to do their makeup. You know, all acceptable things. So if you're just mad because your child doesn't know how to coordinate their colors, that is fair. If you're upset because they're behaving differently than what you taught them, then not cool. You know, that's why you have children, so they can grow up to be their own person.
Are you even a trans woman if you still dress like a boy? Yeah, it's called being butch. It's called being masc. Concepts that have already existed in femininity, feminine spaces, and sapphic spaces for a long-ass time. Well, then why did you transition? Titties? Because I'm a girl? Because the body I was born into and the puberty I went through as a teenager made me feel like and look like a man, and that gave me a lot of gender dysphoria and a lot of anxiety and made me want to saw parts of my body off. Things that don't exist now that I've been transitioning. Why can't trans women present masc? Why can't trans women be butch too? Why do all trans women have to present femme? Why are your ideas of femininity so reductive?
That's just it, isn't it? I mean, not that trans men don't get the same shit of having to be super masculine, you know, because there are people that try to pull that shit on trans men too, but generally, welcome to being a woman, where everyone has an opinion about anything and everything you do. But at least you feel more comfortable in your body, so there's that, you know, so good on you. But also, yeah, just why are we constantly policing each other in general? Policing women and policing trans people, like, seriously. Let people wear what they want to wear and present how they want to present. Like, what does it, like, actually affect your life if there's a trans woman who dresses butch? Literally has no effect on your life at all. Literally just no. What are you doing? Chill. Sit down. Think about why you feel the need to police other people's genders. Is it maybe because your own gender expression doesn't match what you want it to be secretly, but you feel like you can't? Is that why?
What is your gender? Male? Female? Decline.
What is it with question as just not doing it well? Actually, this one is pretty funny, right? Because personally, decline seems very accurate because I don't understand gender. I don't know why it's necessary. I don't know why people are so obsessed with it. So declining it, you know, just like being handed it and I'd be like, no, thank you. And just like putting it down somewhere seems very accurate. So I can't come for it too much because at least it's funny and accurate to at least one trans person over here.
After you start transitioning, it's going to take a while for you to redo your entire wardrobe, and it's for the most part going to be piecemeal unless you're the richest person in all of the world and can buy all of the clothes all of the time with tiny hand. So for people like me, who don't buy a whole lot of clothes, I still have some of the old clothes from when I was a boy. And they're so much better with tits! EBWB, everything's better with boobs.
I mean, like, the thing is, you don't even necessarily have to change your wardrobe. You probably feel like more comfortable, you can kind of like experiment around a bit, you know, try out other people's clothes or try out things at the store without buying something to kind of figure out what you feel most comfortable in. But yeah, if you're transitioning and you're on hormones for a while, clothes that you already own will still look different on you. And whereas I literally had my tits cut off and I can't personally agree with you, for you that makes sense. For you, everything is better with boobs, and your shirt probably looks better with it.
Hi, hooray, this is what it's like to be a lesbian at home for the holidays. Well, I heard you and Susan were trying for a baby. That's so exciting. Oh, right? We're expanding the family. Oh, no way, we're trying too. Oh, like IVF? No, we're just going for it. But you and Jordan are lesbians. I mean, you want grandkids so much, so we thought, why not? I don't think that's biologically how that works. Well, Mom always said I could do anything I put my mind to, so mind to it. That's not. So watch out, it's eggs versus swimmers. Who's gonna win? I'm gonna win. I'm gonna go tell the rest of the family. We hope it's a girl. What?
Just confuse the relatives. Listen, it sounds so weird when people say, oh, we're trying for a baby, because really, that just puts pictures in your head. But if you make it funny like this, and just be like, oh yeah, no, we're trying too, really hard, then I'm here for it, really. Good luck. You can still win, you know? Why is this the experience of so many queer women, or like lesbians, who are like, ew, no, I don't ever want to be a housewife. You won't catch me cooking or cleaning for a man, just staying home and making sure his home is not, no. But then they realize that, oh, that's because it's a man. If I had a wife, I would clean so she would come home to a nice, clean apartment. I would go grocery shopping and cook her a delicious meal. I would do all the things for her because I love women. Which honestly just seems fair. I'm Arrow-Ace. I still can't relate, but to be fair, if it was for anyone, it would probably be for a woman.
It's always trans woman, and never trans men. If that doesn't further prove how much people hate feminine energy, then I don't know what does. Yeah, trans women must use the men's bathroom. Okay, and what about me? Look, I know y'all think trans women is cosplaying, but a man don't need to put on a dress to sexually assault a woman. They just throw on a suit and tie and run for president.
Exactly. If you actually cared about women, you would put policies in place to ensure women are safe, that women can come forward. You wouldn't perpetuate a culture where you constantly defend men who do incredibly shitty things to women and vote them for president. You would actually make sure to protect women. But you don't. And you're also going to be the first one to lose your shit if a trans man walks into the women's bathroom because you said he needed to go to the bathroom. He was assigned at birth, and then you have full-ass men in the women's bathroom, and then suddenly you're maybe going to realize that you goofed and should actually protect women. Not from trans men, but from shitty people, you know?
Why do liberals get so mad? It's just a joke. It's not a joke, babe. It's the pyramid of harm, and it's actually a big fucking deal. What starts out as something that seems harmless or innocuous, like a joke made about a minority group, is actually what escalates over time to lead to violence against those minority groups. So your joke about trans people, your joke about black people, your joke about Asian people, over time is then going to become bullying, and then harassment, and then finally violence. It is that line of thinking that normalizes hatred towards minority groups, and that over time is what leads to violence. Words matter, language matters.
I don't have anything to add, I just really wanted to include this because people don't seem to get that. Because while they themselves really maybe only mean it as a joke, and would joke about like white people the same way of like, oh, white people never use spices, they don't even know what spices are, without like thinking about how it's gonna affect other people or like the minority group they're joking about in the long run. Because chances are a lot of the people who make jokes about minority groups don't just mean them as a harmless joke already, and then fail to realize that it's all just gonna end in violence one day. Calm down. Joke about people in power. Joke about your own culture. Joke about whatever, but why would you punch down? I know it's easier, but don't punch down. Punch up. What are you doing?
I've been getting a little too many compliments on my hair from men lately.
So really there was only one solution, and it is exactly this. To be fair, you don't have to be a lesbian or a queer woman to do something like this. You know, if you decide, I don't really care what my hair looks like I don't care which hairstyle I have really, I'm just gonna do something that is gonna upset men, then all the power to you.
I always get super sick after my tea shot, and I'm like, why did no one tell me that men are weak?
I thought that was common sense.
Is that a thing that people... I don't take shots, I take gel, so I take it every morning. And I've apparently been blessed with a very good immune system because I rarely ever get sick, but I've, like, all my life rarely been getting sick. So there's that, but it is common sense, really, that men are more whiny when they actually do get sick, and also just get sick more often. Isn't it?
Hi, Harry. This is how my younger self would react to my girlfriend.
Holy shit! How? I don't know! You don't know? That's your girlfriend!
She's our girlfriend.
What do you mean you don't know? That's actually incredibly lesbian, really. But how do you not know? But it seems fair. Like, honestly, doing things... I mean, not in this case, you didn't just get a girlfriend as pretty as her to make your younger self faint, obviously, but doing things that will make your younger self happy, that is gonna shock them or surprise them, seems entirely fair. You know? So, very here for it.
Okay. It's Christmas Eve. Let's do this. What am I getting for Christmas this year? I am getting a fucking baby. Who is giving me a baby? Oh, you know what? I am pregnant.
What is it with all these predictions and, like, prediction filters? Literally telling everyone they're gonna get pregnant or have a baby. First of all, that's just rude. I deleted it immediately again, but I did like one of these filters too. I think it was actually like a Snapchat filter though, and it was like, yeah, you're gonna get a baby next year and then get married and then have more babies or something, and I was like, no. Just no. But this reaction still seems very fair. Like, babies getting pregnant, no. Ew. But if there's anyone you would want a baby from, it might be Pedro.
I came out to my family over Christmas, and the funniest part was when I told my uncle that I'm a man, and he looked at me and he said, "How old are you?" And I said 23, and he said, "By the time I was 23, I'd live with 2 women. What's going on?" You know what, sir?
Again, there's like a lot of ways you can react to someone coming out to you. Shade is one of them. Just be like, well, listen, man. Isn't it about time you got serious about your love life and start dating? Like, what are you doing, man? Seems very, very fair, right? Because being just like super accepting is just like, oh my god, that's great. Like, thanks for trusting me, thanks for sharing. You know, like what name and pronouns do you want me to call you? Totally fair, really cute, but personally, I think shade is funnier. Like, because it's still just as accepting. It's like, well, okay, you're a dude. Good to know. Love this for you. But why you got no bitches? Like, what's up with that? Seriously, dude. You know, it seems very fair. Really, it seems really, really fair. Okay, so that's all the TikToks I have for today. I'm actually surprised because I currently have over 60 queer memes saved, and the list is just gonna get longer, really. But somehow not that many TikToks. But still, I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you feel a little bit called out. I hope you have accepting family. If not, I hope you have accepting chosen family, because I don't really care if it's family by blood or just chosen family, because it's literally all family. You know, so I hope you have accepting family and got to spend nice time with them and aren't super stressed from it. You know, and I hope you all have a queer and very happy 2025. Anyways, I'll be here with you through the year posting funny little videos. So if you're here for that and you're not yet subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe so you don't miss the videos, you know? But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're hydrated. If not, maybe consider drinking something now. And I'll be back in a few days with the next video.